Welcome back, everyone. This is your host, Daniel.
And I'm Brooke. And today we're finally talking about the 40,000 website Daniel almost bought from a stranger on the internet.
Almost, keyword.
Yeah, because I was 2 seconds away from changing the Wi-Fi password so you couldn't send the money.
Fair. But this episode is very important because today we're going to show you the difference between buying websites on Flippa and buying websites on Empire Flippers.
One is like shopping at a sketchy garage sale at 2 a.m.
And the other is like buying from a certified dealership where everything has its own paper.
And people wear shoes.
Exactly. And this difference almost saved us $40,000.
So let's start there. What happened with that listing?
Late one night, I was browsing Flippa. I found a listing. It said they made $9,000 a month profit selling digital products. Owner claimed only 2 hours a week per work for each week, and they wanted $40,000.
I remember you saying, babe. And I said, babe, no, it isn't.
And I really thought it was the perfect deal. The screenshots look real. The Shopify dashboard said $9K a month, and the seller was super responsive.
Something felt weird.
Yes, and it was when everything started to fall apart, but in a good way.
So that's what we're going to talk about today. What happened with that $40,000 listing? What we saw that didn't feel right, why Flippa and Empire Flippers are not the same, and how beginners can instantly spot which platform to trust.
If you're listening to this thinking, is this something I could do? The answer is yes, but only if you know how to check for real numbers, real traffic, and real businesses.
So, where do we start?
Let's start with Flippa. Because ultimately, that's where the $40,000 almost disappeared to.
All right, Daniel, let's talk about the 40,000 online business that almost became our biggest mistake. What exactly did you see that made you think this was the one?
So the listing said it made $9,000 a month profit selling digital templates. The owner claimed they only spent 2 hours a week working on it, and it was priced at $40,000. So everything looked pretty good.
So basically, I work 2 hours a week and make 9,000. Sounds like a Disney movie and a scam had a baby.
That's exactly right. That should have been my first huge red flag. I was really excited though. So I messaged the seller. I said, hey, can you show me proof of revenue? Maybe a screen share of your Shopify dashboard.
And what did he say?
He only sent me a screenshot, just one screenshot. No video, no live data, just one single picture.
A picture that could have been made in a Photoshop in like 7 minutes.
Faster. Exactly. So I asked for view-only access to Shopify or Stripe, like we teach in episode 1. And he said, I don't give that in to anyone unless they're going to pay first.
Huge red flag.
Huge red flag. I asked, can you connect Google Analytics so I can verify traffic? And he said, Analytics was temporarily down.
Okay, so let me get this straight. He makes 9,000 a month, works 2 hours a week, no Google Analytics, no revenue proof, but wants 40,000 sent to him.
Exactly right. As preposterous as that seems, that's right.
And this is around the time I said, Daniel, if you send this money to that man, I'm unplugging the Wi-Fi.
Yeah, you did too. And I'm thankful because then I dug deeper. I reverse searched some of his customer reviews, and some of them were fake, copied exactly word for word from Etsy stores.
You copied other people's reviews?
And what I said, word for word. And that was the final straw. I told them, we're not interested. He replied with, you're making a huge mistake. I have other buyers lined up.
And please still send me money.
Exactly right. He was desperately trying to pull off a scam.
And that's when we made our rule. No live proof equals no deal.
That's right. Live Shopify, live Google Analytics, live Stripe, or we don't move forward.
So that was Flippa. Question is all of Flippa bad?
No. Flippa has legit businesses and scams. It's like Craigslist. You can find something great or get robbed by somebody selling imaginary profits from their mom's basement.
That brings us to the next question. What about Empire Flippers?
Exactly. And that's ultimately what we're going to talk about into next. How Empire Flippers is completely different, why it's where we actually trust listings.
So we've destroyed the $40,000 Flippa fantasy. Can you explain the actual difference between Flippa and Empire Flippers?
Simple version, Flippa lets anyone list their businesses. Empire Flippers makes you actually prove you're legit before you're even allowed on their site.
So Flippa is like Craigslist. Empire Flippers is like a clean car dealership with paperwork and air conditioning.
Put it perfectly in those terms. Exactly right.
Okay, break down the main differences, please.
No problem. So, Flippa. Anyone can list. Lots of beginners, a bunch of junk. There's some hidden gems. You have to do all the verification yourself. They're cheap listings, but there's a lot more risk. Empire Flippers, on the other hand, the seller has to prove revenue and traffic even before they list it on the market. They connect directly to Shopify, Stripe, PayPal, Google Analytics, and everything else. Listings are already verified before you see them. They're a lot more expensive, but they're a lot safer.
So Flippa is trust but verify. Empire Flippers is already verified but still trust carefully.
Exactly.
Do they check everything for you?
Mostly, Empire Flippers checks revenue, the live connected accounts, profit statements, analytics traffic, who the seller is, the identity, and the business history.
But you still have to check it yourself too, right?
Always. You never skip your own due diligence, even if Empire Flippers verified it, no matter what.
Okay, what about pricing?
So Flippa listings might be 2,000 to 200,000, super wide range. Empire Flippers listings are usually between 50,000 to 3 million. They don't even have any tiny side hustles. They're only serious businesses that are listed on Empire Flippers.
So Empire Flippers is like, come back when you're making real money.
Exactly right. Exactly.
So if someone is listening right now and they're brand new, where do they start? Flippa or Empire Flippers?
Well, if they want cheap and risky, obviously Flippa. But if they want more safe and more expensive, that actually has verifications behind it, Empire Flippers.
What would you recommend to your little brother if he wanted to buy lips?
No brainer. Empire Flippers every single time.
Why?
Because beginners don't know how to spot scams yet. Empire Flippers removes about 80% of the danger.
So Flippa is where you hunt for deals. Empire Flippers is where you buy when you don't want a heart attack.
Exactly right. That's exactly correct.
So, okay, I like numbers. Rate them from 1 to 10 for trust and safety.
Okay. So when it comes to Flippa, 5 out of 10. Can be legit, can be a disaster. Empire Flippers, on the other hand, is 9 out of 10, as safe as this industry gets.
What about value for your money?
Now, Flippa is about 8 out of 10 if you know what you're doing. Empire Flippers, it's about 7 out of 10. You pay a lot more, but you do sleep better at night.
And stress level?
Flippa is 10 out of 10 if you don't know what you're doing. Empire Flippers is 3 out of 10 because most of the verification is pretty much done for you.
Perfect. So next we're going to show how to actually read a listing on each site, right?
That's right. Because those listings can look like algebra if you've never seen one before. Profit, RPM, churn, net margin, all of that.
And this time you're breaking it down like I'm in third grade with juice box.
Let's do it.
Okay. Daniel, pretend I'm on Flippa. I see a website for sale, and it says 6,200 a month profit. Passive only 5 hours a week. What do I look at first?
First, then ignore all the hype words like passive or easy. Go straight to the four main things: monthly profit, traffic sources, how old the business actually is, proof, most important thing to me, live revenue and live analytics.
Give the story. Go to the map.
That's exactly right.
Okay, but on Flippa, it always shows these charts and colored graphs. Are those real?
Sometimes, sometimes not. The beautiful chart does not mean that it's a real business. You want that directly from Stripe, Shopify, PayPal, or Google Analytics. You don't want pictures.
So in time, it's just screenshots. We assume they may be lying until proven honest.
You trust Matt. You don't trust the screenshots. So, to give you an example, flip a listing. Imagine this listing right here. It makes $3,000 a month. Most 80% of the traffic is from TikTok, 20% from random blogs. The workload is only 1 hour per week, and the price is $75,000.
Okay, one question would be, is that 3,000 real profit or pretend profit before expenses? Why is it all TikTok? What happens if TikTok dies next month? And who only works 1 hour a week and makes $3,000? That's flies.
Exactly. I would message the seller. Hi, can you share view only Google Analytics and live screen share your revenue dashboard with me?
And if they say no?
We also say no too. Next, we move to the next listing.
Okay, so how is it different on Empire Flippers?
Now, on Empire Flippers, they already verify revenue and analytics before the listing even goes public. You still check things yourself, but you're not starting all the way from zero.
So the listing already shows connected Google Analytics data, connected Stripe or Shopify revenue, last 12 months of profit, work hours per week, and why the seller is selling.
That's exactly right. So here's a typical Empire Flippers listing. $4,500 a month of profit. 32 times multiple. We already talked about multiples. So 32 times the multiple, so the price is a reasonable $144,000. 85% of it organic Google traffic, 15% from email lists. The owner works about 6 hours a week. So selling because he's moving to another e-commerce project.
See, that already sounds more real because there's structure and reasons.
And you can click a button and actually see and view real data, not screenshots. Live data is what you want.
To make this simple, Flippa equals prove it yourself. Empire Flippers equals they've proven most of it, now verify the rest.
You're exactly correct. Right.
To understand the charts.
So there's no shame in it. Ask the seller. Ask Empire Flippers support. Or you can message us at Next Level Biz, nxtlblbiz.com. You don't buy something that's confusing. Confusion is expensive.
How old should a business be before I trust it?
Minimum of 12 months of consistent profit. More is better. If it's only been making money for 2 months, that's a gamble and a red flag.
Something like old, boring, stable money. Not new, exciting, probably a scam money.
That's exactly right.
Okay. Now people know how to read a listing.
So next is, how do you actually talk to the seller without sounding clueless? What do you say? How do you ask for proof?
Perfect. Let's go there. Because some of us don't want to accidentally message, can I buy your website, please?
Yeah. In this next section, I'm going to go ahead and give you literally the exact messages we sent to sellers, word for word.
Okay, let's do it. Okay, Daniel. So now people know how to read a listing, but this is where I freaked out the first time. What do you actually say to the seller? Like, how do you start the conversation without sounding like, hi, I'm new. Please scam me.
Yeah. Messaging matters. You have to sound serious, but not rude. Curious, but you don't have to sound desperate.
So what's the first message you send to a seller on Flippa or Empire Flippers?
I usually send something like this. Hi, I'm interested in your listing. Before making an offer, could you please provide a view-only access to Google Analytics and a short screen recording or a live call showing real revenue from Stripe, Shopify, or PayPal? Also, could you share a breakdown of monthly expenses and how many hours a week work on it? Thank you. Excited to hear back from you soon.
Confident, clear, and not needy at all.
That's exactly right. You're showing you know what you're doing, even if it's completely your first time.
It's excellent. Now, I think we should talk about what to say. What are the worst things you can message a seller?
Well, things like, is this still available? Like they do on Facebook Marketplace. Can I buy this for $500? Hey, how do I run this business? Can you teach me everything before I buy it? Trust me, I'll send the money after.
Here's the weird. Anything that makes you sound broke, confused, or like you never opened a laptop.
That's exactly right. That's right. Exactly.
Okay, let's say the seller is actually cooperative. What do you say next?
Then I replied, great, thank you. Please add me as a read-only to Google Analytics at this email. And if possible, could you please send a Loom video showing the live dashboard with revenue, last 6 months of profit, and ultimately your traffic sources? That's important.
And if they do it?
That's a really good sign. It means that they're being transparent. Doesn't mean it's perfect, but it means at least that it's actually real.
What if they refuse?
And I say, I completely understand. However, for serious offers, I only purchase verified businesses with live analytics and revenue data. Without that, I'm unable to move forward. I wish you the best in the future.
Well, no drama, but you walk away.
Yes, you can't prove it. He never touched a deal like that.
What about questions did you ask the seller? Well, I know one specifically. What are other questions that people ask sellers?
How does the business make money? That's the first question you ask. How long has it been profitable? What are the monthly expenses? How much time do you actually spend working on it weekly? That's important because you don't want just another business that becomes a job. Why are you selling it? That's important. What skills or tools do I need to run it? Are there any issues with suppliers, refunds, chargebacks? Is the revenue stable, growing, or declining?
And if they say it runs itself, zero work,
Okay, show me, because nothing is 100% passive unless it's there. That's important to always remember.
what if they start saying words I don't understand, like RPM, churn, rate, EPC, and my brain goes blank?
Then you do the smartest thing possible. You literally ask them, I'm not familiar with that. Can you break it down to me? Can you explain it to me?
Because pretending you understand is how people lose money.
That's exactly right. Curiosity is cheap. Mistakes are extremely expensive.
Right. So we know how to read a listing and talk to a seller. What's next?
Next, we talk money. How to make an offer, how negotiation works, and how not to overpay.
Okay. And not to spend $40,000 on a shot sweater blog.
Exactly. Let's go to the numbers.
All right, Daniel. People found the listing. They asked the seller smart questions. And now they're wondering, how do you actually make an offer? How do you not sound desperate or like a scammer yourself?
Simple. You make offers based on math, not emotions.
Okay. So step one, feelings off, calculator on.
That's exactly right. First, you figure out the website's average monthly profits, not revenue, profit. Then you apply a multiple to that number. We already discussed that in our previous video.
Multiples are what again?
Most businesses sell for 24 to 40 times their monthly profit. 24x, you're paying for 2 years of profit. 36x multiple is 3 years. And 40 multiple that's an amazing business. So it has to be excellent.
Profit 30 times would be 60,000.
Naturally the fair value.
You've done the exact words like a copy and paste.
I usually send something like this. Thanks for sending over the data based on an average monthly profit of 2,400 and applying a 30 times multiple. My valuation is around 72,000. Would you be open to that?
It's confident, not rude, and not basic.
You're not guessing here. You're showing how you got the number and the valuation ultimately.
What are the worst kinds of offers people send?
Things like, will you take 5,000 and instead of the 50,000? Just putting consultant. Hey, bro, what's your lowest price? I'll buy now if you give me a discount. Can I pay you after I make money?
Basically, don't sound like Facebook Marketplace.
That's exactly right, bro. Exactly.
Do sellers on Flippa and Empire Clippers expect you to negotiate?
Absolutely. Especially on Flippa, they expect offers. It's like a garage sale businesses. On Empire Flippers, not so much because prices are already based on verified numbers, but still there are small negotiations that still happen.
So Flippa equals haggling. Empire Flippers equals formal and mouth-based.
That's exactly right.
Okay, let's say they accept your offer. Do you just Venmo them 72 grand?
Never. That's where escrow comes in.
Explain. Escrow is 2%, please.
Escrow is a safe third-party service that holds your money until the business is transferred. You send money, escrow holds it. Seller transfers the website to you. You confirm everything works, and then the escrow releases the money to the seller.
No one gets screwed. That's
Exactly.
What are the signs you should not make an offer, even if the business looks good?
That's a great question, Brooke. So when sellers refuse to show live revenue data, when the seller says my screenshots should be enough, when traffic dropped massively last month and they refuse to use escrow and the revenue only comes from like one viral TikTok video, for instance, or the seller says, hey, trust me, bro. If trust me, bro happens more than once, you should run.
I agree. It's just been bro affairs. You run.
Fast.
All right. So let's say the seller says yes, escrow is set up, and now it's time to actually transfer the business. This is the part where I panicked.
Yeah, this is called migration, where the seller gives you all the accounts, passwords, domains, emails, pretty much everything.
This is also the part where I said, damn, what if everything breaks and we just paid for a dead website?
Which is why migration needs to be done slowly and in an orderly fashion.
So what's the first thing that actually gets transferred?
Whoever controls the domain controls the business.
After that?
Then you got to deal with website hosting or the Shopify store access, Stripe, PayPal, payment processing access. That's where you get your revenue or your money from. The email list is very important. A ConvertKit, Klaviyo, whatever. Your social media accounts, any digital products, files, code, ad accounts, the Facebook ads, Google ads.
So basically hand over the keys to the digital house.
That's exactly right. While this is happening, the money sits in escrow. So you're actually protected.
What if traffic drops, the website crashes, or logins don't work?
That's why you never release the money early. You test everything out before actually approving.
So step by step, What should people test?
Can you log in into everything that you just got? Does the website still load? Are payments still coming in? Is the traffic still normal? These things are very important. Are emails working? That's just, it's basic stuff.
And if one is broken,
You message the seller and say, hey, this isn't working. We need to fix it before I release escrow.
how long does this whole process usually take?
Content websites take about 3 to 5 days. Shopify stores, more complicated, they're about 5 to 10 days. Now, SaaS businesses take the longest because they're more complicated. They take about 2 to 4 weeks on average.
And the emotion level for the buyer during this time?
Somewhere between mild stress and what fake my own death. And
Accurate.
that's right.
So how do you not freak out?
3 rules. Don't change anything yet. You check the numbers every day, not every 10 minutes. And remember, this is exactly why escrow exists.
Don't redesign the site. Don't change pricing. Don't add 40 apps and break anything.
Not yet. You observe before you end up building and adding on to it.
Okay, so we've talked about finding, verifying, offering, transferring. What's next?
Next, we rate each platform on stress, safety, profit potential, and beginner friendliness.
Basically, where should normal, non-techie humans actually buy their first business?
Exactly. That's next.
All right, Daniel. So now that people know how to buy a business, let's answer the real question. If someone is just starting out, should they use Flippa or Empire Flippers?
Okay. It depends on your budget, your experience, and how much stress you're willing to handle.
Okay. Let's rate both platforms like normal humans, not like finance robots.
Now, let's start with the risk level. Flippa, 8 out of 10 risk. There's a lot of good deals, but a lot of scams too. Empire Flippers, 2 out of 10 risk. Pretty much everything is verified. It's a lot smoother and it's a lot more safe.
How about Solo?
Again, Flippa, 10 out of 10 stress. You're verifying everything pretty much yourself. Empire Flippers, 3 out of 10 stress. They verify almost everything for you from the beginning.
Beginner friendly?
Flippa is not beginner friendly. It's 4 out of 10, I would say. Great if you like chaos and spread fees at 3 a.m. Empire Flippers, 9 out of 10. Very beginner friendly. Everything is pretty much well organized.
Profit potential?
Now, here's where we get to reversing. Flippa is 9 out of 10. You can find crazy undervalued deals if you know what you're doing and what you're looking for. Empire Flippers, 10 out of 10. You pay more, but you get a stable income and a lot fewer surprises.
So if someone listing is brand new and doesn't want a heart attack, where should they start?
Without a doubt, Empire Flippers is 100%. It's safer, it's verified, and it's way easier for a newbie to understand.
Well, Flippa?
Flippa is great once you have experience or once you have been scammed once and learned your lesson.
So like riding a bike without training wheels, but the ground is concrete.
That's exactly right. It's a lot more risky, but there's a lot more profit.
If Empire Flippers is safer, why does anyone still use Flippa?
2 main reasons. Flippa has cheaper listings. You can start with 2,000, 5,000. You can find some really good hidden gems that Empire Flippers would never list.
High risk, high reward.
Exactly right. Empire Flippers is low risk, but there's a consistent reward.
What's the number one mistake beginners make on Flippa?
Believing screenshots without verifying live data. They get excited, emotional. Then they send money and then they regret it.
And on Empire Flippers?
I think the biggest mistake on Empire Flippers when it comes to deals is overpaying because the listings feel so safe, you still need to do math and you still need to negotiate when it comes to empire flippers.
Okay. So next, I think we should tell people the biggest lessons we learned from almost losing 40,000.
Yes. What we do differently that we would never do again, and exactly how we protect ourselves now.
And after that, we wrap up the episode and tell them what's coming in episode 3.
That's right. Let's get to it, Brooke.
Okay, Dan. Time to tell them what are the biggest things we learned from almost losing 40,000 on a website.
You are the biggest lessons in plain, simple ways. Lesson 1, never trust screenshots. Lesson 2, only trust live revenue data from live Google Analytics. And if the seller refuses to show proof, you walk away.
And lesson 4, don't let excitement make you stupid.
That's exactly right. Emotion makes people broke, and numbers makes people money.
What about the only works 2 hours a week and makes $9,000 in month stuff?
Lesson 5, if a listing sounds like a Disney movie, it's probably fiction.
Lesson 6, if the seller can't explain how it makes money in 30 seconds, that's because it doesn't.
Fact. Lesson 7, always ask yourself, if this business is so easy and so profitable, why are they selling it?
And if their answer is, I'm bored, I don't trust it. Nobody is bored at 10,000 a month.
Exactly right. It's suspicious and sounds like it's a definite scam.
Okay. If we started all over, what would we do different?
So, personally, I start on empire flippers instead of trying to flip them. I only would buy businesses that are at least 12 months old. I'd verify everything before sending any money. And I always would use escrow without any exception.
And I would ask more dumb questions because being quiet and confused is worse than speaking up and saving 40,000.
100% right. Asking questions doesn't make you look dumb. Losing money that does that.
Let's make this really clear. What are our non-negotiable rules now?
No live revenue means no deal. No Google Analytics means we don't have a deal. Business has to be at least 12 months old. Escrow only. No PayPal, no Zelle, no friends and family. If anything feels off, you walk away. There are always way more listings.
Rule number 6. Never buy business at 2 a.m. while scrolling in.
Yes, and that rule exists because of me.
Okay, last thing to do. Wrap up this episode and tell what's coming in episode 3.
Yep, because episode 3 is where we stop talking about theory and start showing exactly how to verify revenue and analytics.
Finally, the detective car.
Yep. Spotting fake screenshots using Google Analytics and verifying if a business is actually making real money or not.
Let's finish this episode strong.